Welcome all to the weekly outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. Getting straight into the weekly outlook, starting with the DXY on the daily. We got this A, possible expanding flat for a B, and we get this C down. Just got to see if this is over in here on the lower time frame. And on the H4, we still can get this wave Z up to these targets. On the H1, it's more of a sell. It's something I can't really go into, but for the buy, for this wave Z up, the way I trade and the way I teach, you'd already be in this trade for this, in the buy. On the H1 here, we got 3 up. So you can really trade this both ways. If it come down and gave you a nice impulse down and a sell setup, well, then you could definitely look to sell to go and break this low. For the buy, you've really missed it, because the way I teach, you'd be into a trade down here. You'd be into a trade down here somewhere, and if you didn't get in there, you know, you would have got in here somewhere on the lower time frames. Now it's giving you another like bullish setup, and you could take this, keep a tight stop for a buy, and then if it gave you a sell setup, you could sell. But yeah, those in the buy, I'd be holding on to it and keeping it a break even and looking for those H4 targets. The AU, we're looking for this C up on the H1. We're looking for this C up. Is this finished in here? Well, look on the lower time frames, and it's possibly not. It's more on the H1, but even on the H4, we're getting a bull hidden in here. So if I just go down to the H1, you can see what I'm looking at. A wave Z up like last week. I said, you know, we'll probably get a bull hidden in here, and as wave Z up, we still have that bull hidden present. So if you go down to the lower time frames, you may get a buy set up to buy this. You'd be, you know, you'd want a nice impulse up in here, a flag or a correction, and then you could look for the buy. For that wave Z up with the bull hidden. GU on the daily. This is still looking very bearish in here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get 1, 2, 3 down. There is a scenario where we can get, you know, this is an A, a B, and get a C up. But at this stage, it's still looking rather bearish on the daily. On the H4, we still may get this wave Z down, and I'm hoping we do. Getting that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, and then we can start to look for buys with a bit more confidence. But on the H1, it's similar to the others, the other majors. We got this bull hidden. We got this 1, 2, 3, 4. We got that bull hidden there for a wave Z up. So like the AU, you'd be going down to the lower time frames, looking for a nice impulse up and a little correction or a flag, and then you could look for that wave Z up. And then you'd be looking for a sell. EU on the daily. Nothing's changed on this. We're still looking for that wave C up. but this isn't looking very motive. So make it 1, 2, 3 down in here. Well, we got 1, 2, 3 up already. It's just past 100 pip. That's fine, but it's giving a bullish setup in here. Still very much bullish. It's going to be difficult to trade this one with the structure, but we do have like 1, 2, 3 down. We've got the bullish divergence. It's going sideways here, so you'd have to be very careful buying at this stage, because even this is looking rather bearish. You know, this getting 3 up in here, so you may get another one down. It's not giving a nice bullish setup for that daily C up yet. NU on the daily. So we're looking for that C up. I'm really only looking for buys. We do have the bullish divergence here now on the daily as well. On the H4, very similar to AU. You know, we're getting this ball hidden in here. So we can get another one up, like I've got it on the H1. So any bullish setup we get, we can look for the buy. We're just waiting for that nice impulse up. And you know, this can be an A, B, C here, and another one down before you get the one that we want to get on, the buy. So it doesn't really look ready yet, but as soon as we get a nice impulse up and a bullish setup, you know, definitely be looking to take that. UY on the daily. Looking at that WX extended wave Y, then we'll be looking for the X2 and then a Z up. We're getting this wave Z up like we've been looking at for a very long time here now. This internal wave Z up. It's only turned into a, we still haven't got to this 100 fib here yet. We're getting an A, B, C. It's still looking very much bullish for a little bit more upside. You really be going down onto the lower time frames to trade this. And there is a trade setup that you could look for. We got a nice impulse up. You're getting a flag in here. It may turn into a correction. And you can look to buy if you get the bullish setup. UY on the daily. This is still crawling up. Looking at that A. All this is a B, and I'm looking for that C down. So really up here, you know, we got all that bearish divergence. I'm really only looking for sells. It's not giving us a sell setup yet, like I've mentioned over the last few weeks. The last few weeks, we've been looking at this flat here, an A, a B, a C. We got a higher high there. We had a bull hidden in here, and we got another one up. I don't think it's quite broken the top yet, but more than likely that top would be broken. Pretty sure that's what I was looking at last week too. You know, this top to be broken with a bull hidden, possible bull hidden. I'd be looking at this as a flat, you know, and A. All this is a B. It may go and break that top. It doesn't have to, and then get a C down as a running or expanding flat before we got an A, B, C. And it'll just keep on doing that correction after correction up the top here until it's ready to fall over. Excuse me. And you can see that's what it's been doing for a very long time, just giving correction, more upside, another correction, more upside, correction, upside. you know, and it can keep on doing this for quite some time until it gives us that C down. I'm more interested in the sell if I get the sell, but there is no sell set up on it at this stage. You know, for the sell, you'd be looking for some sort of a trend line break here and a sell setup. This is still looking bullish here. You want a nice impulse down and then a bearish flag, and then a bearish setup to sell. Looking at the CAD on the daily, still looking for this wave Z up. I've got that 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking for this fifth one up, at least to go and break this high. On the H4, it's sort of already complete. I dare say this is going to turn more complex. We got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. That was fine. Then we had this sharp impulse down. I was just looking for 1, 2, 3 here, and then give us another one down so we can get another 5 up. Instead, we just got this impulse down 1, 2, 3, and then we got a larger correction here. This larger correction here has complete, like this wave C in here, like this A, B, C. This wave C has already gone and broken the ending point of wave A. So it's become quite risky. It's more of a sell. On the H1, there's a couple of scenarios here. You know, this can be an A, B, C, and we get a flat in here. And then we get more upside. But at this stage, I would be tempted to take a sell if I got it. Unfortunately, there's no sell on it. It's a hidden divergence. So I was thinking on the lower time frame, we may have a nice impulse down here. And if you got a bearish setup, well, then you could sell. But at this stage, you can't. You know, we got a bull hidden here. So, you know, there's nothing to say that this isn't an A, a B, and a C, and it's finished here, and we get another one up. So you can trade this both ways, really. See what setup you get, a bullish setup or a bearish setup on Monday. On Tuesday, it may just give you a flat here, an A, B, C on the lower time frames, and another one down. If it goes down and breaks this low, well, then, you know, if you got a nice sell setup, well, a larger correction, well, then you could look for a sell. But at this stage, it's more of a buy, but there's no real buy setup on it. We do have that bull hidden, so you will have to be careful with that. The Swissy on the daily, we got the 3 down with the bullish divergence, and we got a nice impulse up. I'm looking for a correction in here, and then we look for the buy. There is a second scenario here, like I've mentioned quite a few times over the last probably couple of years, year or so, as an A, a B, a C, as a flat, and then we get an A, B, C. That's still definitely not out of the question. But I'm looking for some sort of a correction in here as an A, B, C, and then I can look for an A, B, C. More than likely, this will. Well, on the H4, we were looking for a bull hidden. It's looking at that like 1, 2, 3, 4. We had that bull hidden there. It started to go and then it comes straight back down. So more than likely that won't go for a wave Z up. More than likely it'll turn more complex, and we get like an A, B, C. This C down here may or may not go and break that low, and then we get another one up for your flat. And then you get the larger A, B, C, like I showed on the daily. And then we look for a buy. But it doesn't mean that, you know, if this gives you, well, you could even take this one here, you know, as a sell. just for an A, B, C down, and then you get an A, B, C, and then if you got a sell set up, you could look for a larger one down, A, B, C, and you could even trade this one up in here as well. You know, you could scalp all these waves here. This is a C down in here. This is a C up, and this is a larger C down. So you can scalp all these. You know, they're all C waves. So you can scalp every one of them. You'd be going down onto the lower time frames to do that. But that's what I think what is the structure that's going to happen. You know, this is looking very corrective in here. So I'd be looking for one down in here, another one up as a running or expanding flat or just a regular flat, and then another one down. And then this is a one that I don't want to miss if I get this set up here after get the correction on the H1. Oh, sorry, on the daily for that larger move to the upside. Looking at EU. Oh, sorry, not EU, Euro British Pound. So nothing's really changed on this. We're looking at that A, B, C, or an extended wave C with 5 down in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking for a 5th one down in here. On the H4, it gave us another one up in here. We had that bull hidden, and it's giving us another one up here. I'll just check to see if that is the high. It looks like it is the high, so that's great. Any sell setup we get on this, we can definitely look for a sell. You'd be going right down to the lower time frames at this stage, even lower than the H1. And you can see here, it's more of a M5 trade, but you're getting, you got an impulse down here and you're getting a correction. It's more on the M5. If I just quickly go down onto the M5, you may get the first setup. You know, and you definitely can take this. You got the bearish divergence. You got a nice impulse down. You're getting a 1, 2, may get another one up in here as a correction. And then you could look to sell, and you'd be, you know, it's well worth taking. You know, it can get down to this 100 pip on the daily. So, you know, or at least break this low. So if you're selling up the top here, you know, there's quite a big move. WTI, we've pretty much just got a nice impulse up in here, and we're getting correction. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some sort of a flat in here, or just 5 down. On the H4, we may get a bull hidden in here. We get 1, 2, 3, a wave 4, and a bear hidden in here, and then we get another one down, and then I'd be looking for the buy. You can scalp this, and if you got a setup, you could scalp the wave down as well. On the H1, there really isn't much. I am in the buy on this on Friday, right down the bottom here. More than likely, this is, you know, this isn't a reversal. We've sort of got 1, 2, 3, probably get a 4 and a 5, but it's still looking rather bearish. You know, I wouldn't be like hurrying to jump into a buy on this. It's really not much on it at this stage. More than likely, excuse me, we'll get a bear hidden in here in this correction, and then you get another one down. I'm more interested in the buy. That's why I got in the buy. That's a break even though. Gold, we're looking for this correction. Got a nice impulse up, looking for a correction in here, and then we can buy up to those weekly targets, the 123.6 and the 161.8. There is another scenario here as well. You know, this can be an A, B, C, and then you get an A, B, C as an expanding flat before you get an A, B, C. And this can turn even more complex as an A, B, C, A, B, C as well, before you get the larger A, B, C. But at this stage, we got a nice impulse up. We want to see what happens in here. If it looks corrective, we can buy it. So you can see what I'm looking at on the H4. Looking for this correction. We got a nice impulse up, the same as a daily, and we're starting to get 1, 2, 3, get a fourth and a fifth one down. And then any buy setup, I'll be looking to buy. You could sell into the corrections, but you're selling into a correction if you're looking for a sell at this stage. Sort of already got the 5 down, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting to get the bullish divergence already. So just double check to see if we are. Yeah, we are starting to get a bullish divergence. So it becomes risky. And there really isn't a buy setup on it unless you go right down onto the lower time frames. There's no real buy setup. It's very similar to WTI. It's more than likely we'll get a hidden divergence in here. And we get like 1, 2, 3, 4 with a bear hidden, and you get a fifth one down before it goes. This is the one here that you don't want to miss. If you're buying into this, well, more than likely you'll get taken out of break even, like I more than likely will on WTI. But I'll just wait for this down here if I get taken out of break even, and then I'll look for another buy setup. Silver's very much the same as gold. This one here did have a bear hidden on it though. So on the daily, we've got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We lost all the bearish divergence and we had that bull hidden for this one here. Then we got this like 1, 2, 3, W, X, Y. If we go down to the lower time frames, you'll see with H4 what I'm looking at. Nothing's changed. There was a possible flat in here as an A, B, C, and then give us another one up. But I said you have to be very careful because we got that bear hidden here. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, and this can come down and break that low or become very deep to this impulse. So, H1, there's really not much on it now because, we're already starting to get that bullish divergence. This was looking very bearish in here. You may have got something in here to sell, but at this stage now, it's already broken this low. So you'd be scalping on the lower time frames and you already have a bullish divergence. So it becomes quite risky. Bitcoin on the daily. Well, the flat that I was looking at didn't play out. I was looking at this like 1, 2, 3 breaking the low, and then 1, 2, 3 with an extended wave, and this comes down, breaks this red line here. That didn't play out. We did have that bull hidden in here, and it's gone up and broken the top. I was just looking for a correction in here to give us 5 down. Instead, that bull hidden's played out. Now it's a waiting game, and it still is. Like last week I said, it's a waiting game, and it still is a waiting game. You still haven't missed anything. We got 1, 2, 3. You're waiting for that time factor in the wave 4, and then you can trade that wave Z up. I'd be looking at this as some sort of an A, a B. If you got a sharp move down in here and then a buy setup, you could buy. But at this stage, it's more of a, you'd probably be getting a sell on the lower time frames. Like on the H1, we got all that bearish divergence. So do you want to be buying up the top here? No. I'd be looking for the sell. Yeah, it's more of a, I'd be looking at this as a flat on this particular time frame, the M15. We've got this, we've got a bull hidden here, and we've got impulse down, bull hidden, and this is looking very choppy. So this may or may not go and break that top, and then we get like a running or expanding flat in here, and then you could look for a scalp to buy. You're buying at a top. At this stage, I'd be looking for a sell, to sell into here, and on the lower time frames, you probably are getting a sell. Well, you are getting a sell. You got bearish divergence. You got a lot of bearish divergence. You got a nice impulse down. If you got a correction in here or a flag, you could look for at least an ABC down, and it may go a fair way when we're looking at this H4. If we're looking at this as an A, a B, you may get a C down, and it may even turn expanding. So, you know, there is quite a bit of room down, so you may get an opportunity. Whether that is still valid by the time this gets put on YouTube, I doubt it, but because it's on the M5 chart. But, yeah. S&P 500, so nothing's changed on this. Excuse me. It's playing out exactly how we've been looking at it for a very long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, bounced clean off that 100 fib. We're looking for the 123.6 and the 161.8 is just first and your second target. I mean, the buy was down here, and there is another buy in here as well on Friday, but we're looking for a correction last week. And we did get a correction. We got impulse. This is more of an expanding triangle sort of thing. And then it's gone up and broken the top. So for this, you'd be, I mean, you really missed the trade, but you'd be going down onto the lower time frames, and you'd be looking for a buy setup. Like here, you've got like 1, 2, 3. You'd be looking for a bull hidden in here. And then if you got a buy set up, you could look for a buy. AU 200 on the daily. This is finally starting to play out nicely too. We got that A, B, C, and then we got that A, B, C, bounced off that 100 pip again. We're getting a nice impulse up. So I'm looking for this C up. You will have to be a little bit careful here. There is a bear hidden, but you know, there is a bear hidden there. We haven't broken this, but more than likely we're at a low, bounced off that 100 fib on the daily. So this one looks like it's giving a much better setup than S&P, because S&P is already gone. This one here, you know, you could definitely look for a buy. You got the nice impulse up from a low. Look for your correction or flag, and yeah, enjoy the ride up to the daily C 100 fib. The FTSE, I mean, this is really messy in here. You know, it can go either way. I mean, let's face it. I was looking at that A, B, C, and then an A, B, C. Well, we did get that C down. And then we're looking for more upside. Well, it did go up and break this top, and now it's just turned very messy. We got this impulse up here, and then we got 1, 2, 3 down. This is the low. We got a nice impulse up, but then this turned very corrective and very deep to this last move, this last impulse. It's very deep. So more than likely it's a flat, and we get like an A, B, you get a C up as a running or expanding flat, or it may turn regular if it doesn't break the low. And then you get another one down. So yeah, it's not playing very nicely. It didn't give a bear hidden here either. You know, we got like 1, 2, 3, get a wave 4, and then you'd be looking for a wave 5 down. It's sort of going against what AU 200 and S&P 500's doing. So, you know, but yeah, it's really, I mean, it's more of a buy now. You've got like 1, 2, 3 up, and then you got 1, 2, 3, sort of an A, B, C in here, A, B, C, 3 down. So more than likely it's some sort of complex correction. You get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you may get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a 3, 3, 5, or you may only get 3, 3, 3 as a 3, 3, complex correction. Is there a buy set up on it? No, there's not. Well, not on the M15 anyway. You got a bear hidden here, so you have to be careful. More than likely, if you got a correction in here, you could look for the sell, and it may come down and break that low, or just give you an A, B, C. If you took the sell, you could look for at least a C down, and if you're lucky, it goes and breaks the low. And if it does give you just 3 down, well, then you can look for a buy, you know, for the largest C up, well, for those 5 up or 3 up, like the 3, 3, 5. That's the way I'd be playing it. You're really playing this on the M5 and the lower time frames now. I mean, we're already down to the M15. And lastly, the DAX. I would have really liked a lot more downside in here. We had all that bearish divergence. You know, you can look at this as some sort of a flat here when you get 1, 2, 3. But overall, I was looking for that A, B, and a C for a flat, expanding flat, and then we come down, you know, for a larger A, B, C. Well, this hasn't come down all that much, really, in the whole scheme of things. So, I mean, I'd really be very cautious in buying this, but in saying that, it is very dangerous to buy. You know, we got a bear hidden here. There's no bullish divergence, but it does look bullish in here. You know, you may be getting a setup to buy. You know, you'd be looking at this as a flat. You get an A. This is an A, B, C in here as your flat, and you're getting an impulse up again. So again, we're going right down to the lower time frames, but you know, you'd be looking for a correction here or a flag on Monday, more than likely Monday, because we're on the M15 chart. So Monday, if you got a correction in here and then a buy setup, you could buy this. But yeah, and you'd be buying to go and break the top. You know, but yeah, it's very messy. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.